Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to show you my Cattleya intermedia, and this is a name tag. It's for Orlata, and Orlata is this variety with a really big lip compared to more of a typical Cattleya intermedia. And the cultivar name is Rio. I got it from Odor. Cattleya intermedia is probably one of the most, probably after Cattleya purpurata and maybe Cattleya walkeriana, but this is one of the most, one of the Cattleyas with the most diverse flower colors, forms, and you see this Orlata has a really big lip, and this specific cultivar has a really nice pink blush hue to the petals and sepals, and it even have some spots towards the back. And this is the first bloom on this plant. I love it. I have never seen any Cattleya intermedia so beautiful, and the color, I generally don't really like pink colors, but this is just mesmerizing. And you can also sort of see all the veins. It just really elegant looking, but also refreshing and not overpowering like a hot pink. In any case, there are so many other color forms. I believe there's an article on American Society's website, American Orchid Society's website. I'll put the link down below in the description. You can check it out. But this is the Orlata type. And also there are some other types with a flared petal at the end. And I think the other name is ploric. It just means that their petals are kind of like their lip. The end of it becomes a little bit flamead. Look at a picture, you'll know what I mean, and that is used extensively in breeding of especially some of the splash colored Cattleyas. Yeah, so in terms of the plant itself, Cattleya intermedia is a really good plant for people without too much space. This plant, mine is about 5'8", 20 centimeters ish tall. Wait, it's about, the pseudobulb is about 20, the flower itself is probably another 10 centimeters, and the biggest I've seen was actually yesterday at Wador. It was probably 1.5 to double the size of this one when it gets happy and mature, but it doesn't get huge like some of the other bifolia Cattleyas. Oh, by the way, this is a bifolia, but unlike some of the other bifolia Cattleyas, which has, some of them have a reputation for being finicky and tend to sulk if you mess with them at the wrong time of the year. In my experience, Cattleya intermedia has been really robust. I think Francisco Miranda even mentioned at some point that you can run it over with a truck and it still be fine. Of course, I think, like you can't run it over with a truck and it will probably be crushed. But that just goes to say how tough this plant is, and especially among the bifoliates. I mounted mine when I first got it. It has pushed out. This root is his. These roots also belong to the intermedia, and I have a Harrisoniana right next to it because I don't have that much space. But I mounted it the first few days I got it because it was pushing out new growth in January, I think, and it's been doing great since then. There's no sign of severe dehydration, and it's actually catching up, and it's just doing really well. And in terms of flower, as you can see, it's a pretty good size compared to, relative to other intermediates. Let me just show you for comparison my hand for scale. It's not huge like some of the unifolia, the labiata type Cattleyas, but it's pretty big. And this is the first bloom on this plant. I believe they can get to a couple of more flowers per inflorescence. You can sort of see it might have tried to produce one flower over there, and it just couldn't do it. But that's fine, it's the first flower, and it's already almost perfect. I love it. And in terms of fragrance, I don't think they usually have a fragrance. This one, if I sniff really hard, I can sort of detect a faint, sweet, typical flower smell. Nothing to write home about. And I believe on the same article about intermedia on the American Orchid Society website, it mentioned some cultivars has the sweet scent of reminiscent of rose. I haven't got the chance to smell anything like that for intermedia, but overall, it's not a flower. It's not an orchid you will grow for its scent, but the plant is just gorgeous. And the lip itself is not as waxy as some of the other bifoliates, but it's still pretty sturdy, and it's really nice. And I think one of the reasons why there are so many just varieties in this variation in this species could partially be because, of course, breeding, and also because of the wide natural distribution of this species. I believe it's from the southern, eastern coastal parts of Brazil, extending it a little bit into Uruguay. I'm so sorry, I'm not very good with the geography of South America. Loving Cattleyas, I should be right, but I'm not. But it's basically a little bit north of the Tropic of Capricorn to a little bit, maybe 8-10 degrees latitude south of that. So a wide, especially for orchids, a wide about 10-degree latitude coastal distribution. And of course, with that coming from a wide range of distribution, a wide range of habits, some of them are more dwarf, some of them are bigger, they have different forms, that's all to expected. And in terms of being a coastal species, it doesn't love to be super hot. It's south of the Tropic of Capricorn, around there. So it's not like a tropic lowland species that requires a huge humidity and constant warm temperature. I believe it can also in very short period tolerate even freezing or near freezing temperature. So it's also a very robust species, but I don't think it loves to be too hot. Probably 80 degrees up to 90 Fahrenheit. I wouldn't go too much beyond that. Mine is growing on mounts. I water it every day. It's an active growth, and I think you can withhold water a little bit. It's also not the most drought tolerant Cattleya, so you have to make sure you don't completely dry it out for extended periods of time. But other than that, just pretty standard, typical orchid Cattleya care. Bright sun, good air circulation, good watering, but with drying out in between, and you should be rewarded with this beautiful, beautiful flower every spring or so. Right now it's March, it's right on time for this species to bloom in the northern hemisphere, and this plant probably will not bloom again this year. Maybe if it's really happy, it will push out new growth and bloom later, but I doubt it being its first year, and I just uprooted it and put it on a mount. But I'm really grateful for this wonderful flower that I'm seeing now. And just a side angle to it. It's gorgeous. I love fragrant flowers, but even I can deal with the lack of fragrance on this one because the demonstration of this flower just makes up for it. So I hope you get a chance to grow some Cattleya intermedia, and probably you'll like it as much as I do. And again, it's a really tough species. It's a bifoliate. It doesn't get huge. It checks basically all the marks. So hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you next time.